Right. So Snafu has chosen to view me as an enemy, as a danger, a threat, someone to be taken down. I mean, this makes no sense to me.
To be fair, he has also done the same thing to myself. So I've tried to take the approach of being, as you are, the enlightened one in these interactions and not returning the favor, right?
What do you have to say, Snafu? What brings you here?
Well, Daddy needed to save the show. I saw you being a little Nazi caught earlier to Mr. Dom. It's not like we weren't watching. Crew watches, right?
Oh my God.
We talked personally on the phone. You know, brother. I love you, man.
I know you are confused.
But I told you whether I'm here or go, the power, brother. Got to follow the guidelines and policies. You got to stay in line. But I told Daddy to come save you guys because I thought Nazi Cot has been getting a little Nazi cottier than usual. And so Daddy came here to save the day. That's what I'm here for. And by the way, nice lights on your fireplace. When did you do that?
Yesterday, I think. I think.
Do they change colors?
They do.
Let's see it.
No.
Why not?
Good for you, Jet.
I don't work for you. You forget. You are opposing me. You're a guest here. You can request, or you could just as easily kind of kiss my ass too, you little prick.
I'm not doing anything. I'm watching Daddy
save.
It's
not what I had in mind for the enlightenment portion of the broadcast.
Right?
Let's not point out the genitalia and how small it is on Snafu. That's not right.
Jack, I gotta be honest with you though. Yes, I showed you and told you what I'm doing, but you're not even the ones getting hit the hardest. Your pal Host Date and others, that's who we're encouraging to get hit the hardest.
I don't agree with that either. I mean,
I don't care if you agree with that. It's okay with me.
I know you enjoy being disagreeable.
No, but I mean, okay. Even if we disagree, can't we disagree to agree to still get along, move along? You don't agree with how my tactics are. I don't agree with how your Nazism is, but we're still getting along, going along, and Daddy's here to save the day. Like can't beat that shit, right?
There is a sense of honor in whatever he's doing. I've had to look to find it, but it is there. I mean, he has a point. You know, he is letting everyone know what he's going to do. Many people throw the rock, hide their hand, and he has the logic. He says, if you guys are going to follow statute, policy, and code in your life, well, you got to follow it on the metaverse too. And if you're going to bully, harass, and do misinformation, then the crew's going to strike you. I can't really argue with his logic.
Oh. There you go. See, that's like a mood for you. You mood changing it, Jack. See, Daddy is doing his work. Thanks, Daddy.
Again, don't thank me. I've had to find reconciliation within myself to offer it to others. So you've stricken me in the past. The only difference is I don't follow statute, policy, and code in life, so I don't promote that it be followed implicitly on here, while I do follow it because, of course, I stand with Israel and Ukraine, and I do whatever I'm told.
Jack, you know we could become powerful together, all of us. The Nazism has just got to kind of like reduce.
It's non-existent beyond your mind.
Yeah, how are we going to fix that?
I don't know, but I'm fixated on your fireplace now.
I know, it's kind of hypnotizing, actually. Dude, we got such cool inventions and toys available these days. I mean, life really is kind of cool when we don't trip out and worry about it so much. That's what I've been trying to do, is not trip out and worry about it so much. And then I figured out it feels good to feel good. And gratitude is free and it feels good. So, dude, you don't need much to feel grateful. And your mind is the only thing that limits your gratitude. So that's just using logic and reasoning. And every one of us has those traits. We can all logic and reasoning and understand why it feels good and why it is good to be grateful for each other. Snafu. Instead of fucking finding reasons to lash out, dude. I don't know. I don't mean to lecture.
I'm not lashing out. Not yet.
Greetings, Jack. How you doing tonight, brother?
I am feeling.
So you can hear me. My mic is working good?
Yeah.
Thanks. That's all I needed. Have a good day, everybody.
Uh-oh. I can imagine.
More prideful, egoic, imagined agreements, right? He just imagined an agreement because I told him his sound equipment. See, notice he didn't stay up here and speak more than a sentence or two so he could reveal the problem I spoke about. No, it's hi. Can you hear me? Okay, I made my point. Now I'll leave. Could you be any more broken host syndrome in this moment? Seriously.
It's dramatic with minimal efforts. You got to give it to him.
All right, so I lied. I lied about his equipment. It's totally fine. Everyone can hear him. I was at it again. You know me, Jack, and my hijinks.
It could. That's what I was laughing about. I was assuming there was some hijinks and some drama being shown.
Right. There's totally no evidence of incompetence and incapability on other people's part. It's just me with my hijinks and reindeer games.
But Jack, you're a life coach. You should be used to the drama.
Why? Why do you think I should be used to drama?
Because aren't you a life coach? And what do people have in their life? Drama.
Not
life
if I'm
coaching. You're coaching them out of what then? What are you coaching them out of? Or what are you coaching them to better from?
Right. If I'm a successful coach, they'll have drama just for a little bit.
But that's what comes with people, right? In general.
Yeah, I guess. I guess.
Did you just learn that?
No.
What are you drinking on? What are you sipping on?
Oh, this is a good one from Costco. Spiced apple
water.
Yeah, sparkling water.
Bubbling.
I am feeling sexy. Tranquil vortex. I am feeling sexy today. And what's up, pussycat? Hey! What's up,
Jack?
Pussycat?
How are you?
I'm feeling blessed, Tarek. How are you today, brother?
I am great, man. I'm great. I did like the meme. The Flow State should be, you're going to have some competition, Flow State. Jack looks pretty sexy in those jeans and red shirt. So maybe he should be the one teaching men how to get women, not Flow State.
No. I don't know. Thanks for the compliment.
No,
hey,
I understand. Yeah.
The compliment, not my body, just my face. It works.
So does that bother you, Jack, that people have drama and you want to be a life coach knowing that people have drama? Like, that's a real question, right?
That is a real question.
Because you get very, I guess what I would say, annoyed. You get very irritated. You get very, but if you're a counselor, a therapist, or a life coach, or whatever the fuck, that's what you have to be prepared to understand. And I mean, I don't know. Like, is that like? It's a serious question I'm asking.
Who's making all that
if
noise?
Chuck's gonna wash dishes, can we mute up? I know he's not that bright, but maybe we have a producer here.
I thought I was muted.
He's not washing dishes.
Supper.
He's panning for gold in his backyard.
No, I'm cooking supper. Sorry.
You're fine.
No,
he was probably working on his new ritual because he's been hanging with Venus and them, his witchcraft shit.
Well,
that is true.
This is
sorry, Jack. Didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, hey, respect, and I appreciate
Bold
it.
face lie.
And Chuck, maybe you can recognize that. Oops, forgot. I'm just cooking my dinner. Maybe you can realize that's why I have issues with you. Is not this. I mean, it's a pattern, dude. You come up and you just don't seem to give a shit. Oops, it's just the way it is.
No, Jack. I laid the phone in my pocket, and when I did, apparently it went off of mute because I did have it muted.
Look,
now,
Jack's laying down pipe
just
right now.
because
he's
your daddy's here, just because your daddy's here,
don't try and deceive the
no
great
need to get ugly.
He called your BS out.
And there you go. There's the false power game when Jack's obviously bringing awareness to people's lack of awareness, which is a common theme in life and on these panels. I would know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. They attack.
Hey, I just thought I'd take a break to help Chuck with his mute. And he disappeared. So there was someone saying something when Chuck interrupted it. And damn it, what were we talking about? There was something.
I think Sniffle was asking you if, No, you were asking him if he's a life coach. I thought he's more now of a sex coach.
Drama or something.
No, okay, being a life coach, it seems that, drama or being a therapist or anything trying to help people, right? Or even just whatever. It attaches to the drama, attaches to the baggage, attaches to the bullshit. But see, someone like you get very irritated and upset and just angry at times. And it's like, is that something you think you should work on if you want to continue trying to help people?
Yeah. How about this?
I know, you're dismissing it. No, go ahead. I mean, you're dismissing my real question here.
I'm playing Snap.
Okay.
All right. So, yes, no, I don't have much disagreement with what you said. Some of the reactions you've seen from me, though, are my frustration, my disappointment, because I know that people could have less drama in their lives, but they choose the drama rather than me. So it's like,
wait, so you're offering these bitches a drama-free marriage or what? Like drama-free fuck or drama-free night? What are we offering these bitches?
It's not possible, Jack. Don't offer it. They'll come back on you.
I know.
Now you got people thinking, though, Jack.
Well, I've offered to work with people to help them overcome their problems, their insecurities. People's insecurities have found their priority, and it's just the way the world is. Here, I know I'm speaking kind of vaguely, and I'm not saying much specific. But this is the life where we are living. My life is a fucking trip, man. It is an absolute trip. I love life. I feel like I've got a lot to offer to the world, but every way I've tried offering, well, here is one of the ways I've been trying to offer. I believe my beliefs bring a lot of people to create distance from me. I realize this because I believe some pretty outlandish things like the world can change and peace can be known. But guys, I think what I am is a symbol of experience. I'm a symbol of an experience. All of us are different symbols of different experiences. We all represent different things. We all have different lessons. We all have different meanings. I swear, my life, I think, has a meaning. I'm not claiming to be God, but I claim to be one with the presence that I understand as God, and it's with all of us. So I'm just like everyone else, and at the same time, I'm not, because I know, no, that sounds wrong. Here's who I know I am. I'm a damn good man and a damn good friend. And the people who used to vouch for that, they stopped believing in that. So I've been doing my best to show myself as who I am. And I am a damn good man and a damn good friend. And I tell you what, that's what God is, our best friend. And good friends, best friends, they change our lives, man. They bring us different ways of thinking. That's what a true friend does. They help us develop. And that's what I'm really offering. I just want to be people's friends. And I think that's what God wants to. Just to
well,
be
do you see what I left here backstage?
Uh-oh.
You made plenty of friends, I see. You have accomplished things beyond Mr. Talcott.
Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
Snowball Walnuts.
I did see that before. You dropped the what's it called?
Yeah.
Wait, what was that one? No, I've not seen this, I don't think. What is this?
You should watch this then if you have not seen it.
No, I've seen it. He dropped the Mad Jack's Gorilla Gem Tal Clips one.
So I'm saying you're making moves.
Life is happening. Life is unfolding for us all, through us all, with us all. And I'm encouraging everyone, pay attention. Pay attention to your now, what is going on within you. Because the whole world, this is what we were talking about earlier, the whole world, the entire experience we know, it's all within.
Can we get back to my question though?
The drama?
The question was, do you not see how you get angry or frustrated and how the drama is attached to being with people if you're trying to help them through issues? Like everything you just said, I get, but you kind of avoided the whole question about what I asked.
I don't know how that happened.
I think Jack. I think everybody gets sometimes maybe a little angry here and there, but it's natural. But it's maybe controlling it, and that's all. And I mean, I'm speaking even to myself, even though I'm very patient.
Today you're doing good. Today he's being not caught. He was with Dom earlier, but Daddy came and saved the day.
Dom goes on and on sometimes, and I think he knows. He thinks he knows it all. I don't think he knows it all. He knows what he knows, and credit to that, and that's it.
Dude, this is too crazy. I don't know how this is happening, but in chat is a comment. In YouTube chat is a comment, and in the StreamYard it's not. It's hilarious because the comment is from Jesus. And it says, "Hey Jack, I just got off the phone with my dad and he wants me to tell you to please stop speaking for him." And I can't find it in StreamYard.
Oh, that's proof it is the actual Jesus, and that sounds like great advice.
That's what I was just thinking. Holy shit.
The optics are high.
I mean, is YouTube censoring people now or what?
No, man.
Turns out Dad had a word with Jesus at some point too, for the same reasons.
Holy cows, man. This life is too bizarre, too funny, too amazing. It's too perfect. Life is too perfect to not be true. And it's too true to not be perfect. How about that?
What the fuck does that mean?
Everything is perfect. The way our lungs breathe, our heart pumps, our blood cycles, the way the
So you're gonna tell someone with COPD or something, or asthma that, or someone with lung cancer, that life. So it's like
right,
Aaron's
because
song.
you see disorder in yourself or in others. You don't see the grander order in creation. And therein lies your problem in the way you present and why you're received the way you are.
I believe life is beautiful. It's a creation. It is perfect in the way it has been created. But I don't believe it's like the perfect hug-a-buddy, fuck-a-buddy. I think love has been weaponized.
The point is, nobody here can create a universe and do it better than the original creator. So stop trying.
That's the key.
Well, I'm not the one claiming to be Jesus or God or any of that.
Well, no, you're not. You're not. This trips me out though. I saw Jesus in the chat, and it's not up on StreamYard. How does that happen?
There's multiple reasons it could happen. The devices, they could be just solely on YouTube versus.
There you go with your extreme infidel lack of faith behavior. Maybe it's Jesus.
Right.
It could be Jesus.
I know, huh? Anyway. All that was being taught is, well, a lot. I don't know why I started that.
What do you want to talk about,
What are you guys
Jack?
feeling? I'm feeling fun today.
All right.
With faith. I was.
Wait, what was your subject?
It's fun Sunday. It's sexy Sunday. Get down,
sexy. I would say sexy. Yeah.
Jack getting down with it, huh?
He's getting down to the mainstream.
Jack and Pimp Daddy Unslaved is in the house.
Hey, beautiful energies. I was going to talk about the sexiness of life, but that could go into the gutters, and then it could also sound.
There's two options of places that's going to go: creepy and creepier.
Right. Yes, I know. And along the lines of what Gauchi was talking about too. But there is some truth to that. There is an energy and a force within us. It's a primal nature tied to the sexual energies. And from the explanations of the chakra systems that I've heard and learned of, it kind of makes sense.
I want to point out how only few people have been inside the Rothschilds as deep as Aaron Gauchi.
I don't understand that story either. There's a lot of claims in that story, but I've yet to hear the details to fully understand it. So, the sexiness of life.
I mean, maybe Flow State should be on the panel. He's the sex machine, I heard.
I mean, I did say creepy.
Yeah, he's been pushing creepy optics. He's been pushing fucking fruit optics.
No, come on, let's be nice, Snap.
Well,
we have good energy.
Tarek's the only person on the panel that's asking for another man to come up on the panel. It's supposed to be sexy Sunday. We should be asking the women to come up.
Remember, Jack said he was thinking about going bisexual. Remember that?
No, he didn't say that.
You said that before, Jack. Don't deny it. You said you thought about going bisexual.
Snafu.
Don't deny it.
Snafu. Please recognize you have more credibility when you remember things within the context.
Yeah.
Just because something was said doesn't mean that it has relevance to what you're doing, man. And this is where Snafu, my friend.
You said you were exploring your ways, and Mr. O'Shea was involved. Remember?
Snafu. Right.
We had conversations with you.
Who cares? This is the point. You're making relevance out of insignificance, and you're bringing up things out of context. This is why you're confused.
How? We were talking about sexy, Talcott, and I just remember last time you were talking about getting sexy with it, you were thinking about going by. That was the last time you were talking about sexy Talcott. So you're judging me for shit you've already said on public record.
Holy cows.
Well, let's not make it about Jack. Come on, Snafu. I mean, in terms of the sex.
I mean, Jack, it's only been like a year and a half since I first called out that Chuck's obviously using money and memberships to have an indirect control over the folks that he gives to. Which is why he gave very little to me from the beginning, because he knew I was impervious to that. See, these folks are predatory, Jack. You have to look at that, what it means about you, that he would think that threatening you to cancel his subscription would alter your behavior for his purposes, right? This is a direct attempt at manipulation, which he's been doing for a year and a half while you all claim to be friends. It's laughable.
Yep.
And that's where the integrity comes from Jack, as long as he sees that for what it is. Because that's some bullshit move by Chuck.
Thank you. People have their blind spots. And yep, I've seen that happen. People use money as a way to buy themselves favor.
But they only do it with people who they think are gullible, naive, or manipulatable, or suggestible. So keep that in mind.
True. Very
well,
true.
And let's be real. Wasn't Flow State, Host State on your panel calling you? And I'm not trying to get bumped. I'm just being real. If you rewind the tape, he was calling you, Jack, vulnerable, gullible, blah, blah, blah. And you kind of sat there and agreed with him. You're like, yeah, because you were talking about one of the other people, like, fuck with you. It was yesterday. But Flo has said that about you to your face. And it was just yesterday you said that. I'll pull up the footage if I.
It's also been almost a year since I first called that out, that Slow State was only hanging out here to grow his channel, and he came out in the open and admitted that. Now he boasts about it. I have the biggest channel here, he says, right next to Jack. So at some point, we'll all see what the rest of us are seeing.
And we were trying to just tell you, Jack. I talked to you personally too. Like, we're not doing dicks.
But here's where we failed, Snafu Snaps, because by presenting his opposition to Jack Talcott, it made it that much easier for him to climb into the arms of a seeming group of allies, right? So this is where we go wrong, because we become so aggressive or so passionate that folks wind up going to folks as allies who they may not have from the beginning.
That happens.
Understandable. And that's all it is, though, discernment, just like you saw with what he said about Chuck Talcott, because that was a dick thing to say, Chuck.
You're muted, Barbie.
Yeah, if you were trying to speak.
No, I wasn't trying to speak. I muted myself because I was actually listening to this with other people in the room, and they were commenting on what y'all were saying, so I had it muted. Because their opinion may not necessarily be the same as mine.
So I got to ask, now that we have people in the crowd outside of the broadcast on the panel, what do they feel about this place? Do they feel that we should probably be investing in mental asylums for the future? Or?
Oh, just from listening, they've only been listening to y'all for about maybe 2 or 3 minutes. They deal with me on a regular basis, so they automatically assume that if I'm associating with y'all or that y'all are associating with me, that yes, there's probably some need for a mental asylum.
All right, then we're in good company. All right, we're in good company.
Fabulous. Hey, let me swing it back to Chuck. I don't have anything against Chuck. He may not realize that's what he's doing. He is a generous man. He does share generously, and I don't think it's intentionally to manipulate others, but there's an underlying pattern that people have. It's been shown.
Jack, how many of these folks really give to you or a part of what you're doing and don't expect something at some point and reveal that? I mean, that's clear as day. So they may not consciously do it in the moment for those reasons, but they will spin back at some point and tell you what they've done for you in order for you to feel guilty and change who and what you are.
Possibly.
And not even for the right reasons, just for their own purposes. It'd be one thing if he was doing it objectively to try to make you better. He's just upset with the results he gets with you.
That's the unfortunate part. People have expectations.
That's one individual.
What's that?
That's one individual. What Paul was saying, if I'm not mistaken, what he just said was that everybody would at some point throwing it back at you what they've done for you, and then turn it back to that one individual person. So no, not everybody is because they're getting something or they give something from Jack. Some of us just are here because we're observing. It's not about me getting anything from Jack, although I do vibe with a lot of stuff that Jack says. And I don't really give a fuck if y'all don't like that or do like that or whatever. That is what it is.
I mean, it's kind of weird that you would get aggressive and defensive when nobody was addressing you in order to disprove it. It almost lends one to believe now you are doing that just because you were so outspoken about not doing it.
Hey, you got kind of gangster bitch like
I heard
so
you talking
shady.
that shit about people, Paul, but no, I don't want to hear nothing you got to say.
So it's talking shit by analyzing what I'm perceiving that you weren't even being thought about or focused on. You made yourself a focus of it to prove you weren't it. That kind of leads someone to believe you are it, not it.
You are all the way wrong, sir.
Okay. I didn't say I was right or wrong. I just told you what I perceived.
Hold on.
Well, that's great. That's your perception, man.
And thank you. Thank you. Please. Welcome, Flo. Welcome, Hank. Good to see you guys.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, Jack.
We were talking about, I could press back a little bit too, though, with what you said, Paul, because people do have the tendency to give with expectations. And, you know, there's a lot of people that have intentions that they have the spirit of manipulation. It's the way they are. But there's also people who genuinely give. And I actually think Chuck genuinely gives to those he enjoys and that he wants to see do well. I believe he's genuine in that part, but
I feel host it has the manipulation part you spoke of.
What's that?
I'd say aside from Snafu, we've got a pretty sexy panel.
I would agree with that.
But you, Moose, you're a cupcake fucking piece of shit too, though. You got me blocked. Moose is Nazi cotted too right now.
Oh damn! Officer Snaps. Hey, calm down, sir, please.
Well, you know what? You are a gay black witch. It's okay. I'll shut up.
Yeah, that's in my headline. So yes, thank you for noticing. Thank you for reading, Officer Snaps.
Thanks, Frank.
Do you got your plastic torso to butt nuts on?
Hey, Snafu, you just said you were going to shut up.
He was lying.
Never trust the police.
Jack, I have drama. You're a life coach. You need to please understand my drama, my baggage, and all my shit.
Snafu.
Life coach, don't Nazi block me. Don't Nazi.
Snafu. We talked about this earlier, how you have impulse and compulsion control issues, and it always leads you down the same. You're doing it now. Daddy. You're doing it now.
Sorry, Daddy.
Don't be sorry to me.
Thank you.
Fuck you, cupcakes. Go ahead, Talcott.
You're still doing it.
Officer Snaps.
It's Snafu. This is an opportunity. Seriously. Just a little polite feedback for you to look at yourself. Holy cows. You've got all the support you need to change, but or not. Hey, sorry. I'm literally at a point, I don't know what to do from here right now. I know we're in the middle of the stream. I'm actually having fun. I'm feeling like there is kind of there's an beautiful energy and a sexy dynamic here on this panel. And so now what? Where do we want to take this?
I told you didn't want to hear me. Hank fucking has a plastic torso he likes to bust nuts on. You're talking about getting sexy with it.
I don't want to hear you.
Witch down there likes getting sexy with plastic torsos.
It would definitely be sexier without Snafu.
One of the things I want to know is why is it any of our business what Hank's busting nuts on?
I wouldn't know unless he brought it to our business.
Right.
It's called online.
Right. So why do you...
Is it possible, Snafu, the reason you're fixated on it is because you too want to fuck a plastic torso since you don't have any other options of anything else to fuck?
I asked him how much it was. He said the lighter ones were cheaper, right, Hank? Because the dark-skinned ones were more. What was it?
I feel like Snafu's like stuck in high school. His
He's stuck on
mentality
everyone
is still high
else's
school.
perversions because he's avoiding his own.
No, you guys are talking about getting sexy with it. That's the way Hank gets sexy with it. I'm just pointing out the type of people on your panel and these conversations you're bringing up.
So am I.
People who are on your panel that, I'm just saying.
You realize you're also a type of person on the panel right now. So you indirectly painted yourself in a corner.
Yeah, I yield.
Yeah, please do.
Not exactly a chess master, huh, Snafu?
No, I'm fucking I yield. En passant, I'm done.
Stick to checkers.
No, I just did en passant. They don't know what it is. You know what en passant is.
Yes, I know what en passant is.
Hey, Paul, I got an idea, and think it was inspired by Snafu, but it would be a hell of a challenge, I think, for me.
Hey, can we hear it one more time?
You want to become a zookeeper?
No, this is a great idea.
I'm thinking Paul has a way of really analyzing and breaking people down, and we could do like the dark and the light side of breaking people down.
Jack, you realize I proposed this idea to you a year and a half, and you spat upon it and said you weren't into entertainment, and that Daddy, if I didn't just do what you said, we couldn't.
What I worked on, Daddy.
Sir, please. You're on thin ice right now, and you're quite a large creature. You get where I'm going here?
I know.
So, you're finally now. Thank you. You know what? I'll give my blessing if you want to silence the megafauna. He can't seem to control his impulses. I've talked to him about this.
I have to.
So you're finally now coming to the understanding of the vision I had from the beginning. That is not only shocking, but a cause for celebration.
Agreed.
Good cop, bad cop, right? Every good buddy cop movie we've seen from the beginning of time. There's Eddie Murphy and the white guy. We don't know the white guy, but you're the white guy in this case.
Jack, have you been thinking of? I know we talked about the Talcott house, and you just talked about the Paul thing. Good for you for bringing it up to Paul. I encourage that, but I also encourage the Talcott house and the Talcott dating. We will fucking hit it with the metaversal. We will fucking the bobbleheads ain't shit, dude. And you and the God of Media right here, right?
Snafu. Snafu, you know my focus right now is just simply on breaking you down, breaking you apart. Conceptually,
get it
mentally, right? To help you see what you are.
Hey, did Paul show you my list? Can Paul show my list?
Your list?
He has lists.
Apparently. Of course he does.
Of course he does. Holy cows!
Is it? You mean your Christmas list? You need to buy you stuff?
I don't understand.
You don't want to be on Snafu's list.
Hank, you talked about Christmas. It's a pagan holiday.
It's another day.
It's a pagan holiday, though.
Aren't most days?
Yeah.
Pagan. Very bad. Like that's like when people say amen, that's a deity. That's like a demonic god when they say amen. It's
Yahweh. I agree.
What if it doesn't matter?
But it does.
It does matter.
If it doesn't matter.
It does. Like
the question is, what if it doesn't
matter? It's specific in scripture. Do not be into sorcery, witchcraft.
No, you're not answering the question. He never answers the question. Witchcraft never answers the question.
Mattering is subjective. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to Hank. It doesn't sound like it matters to Jack.
Yeah, is it possible that the meaning is greatly influenced by not only the intention but the results?
Meaning is by the intention and results. Potentially.
Meaning if I live a quote-unquote godly, righteous lifestyle, regardless of what I'm calling it, my intention and my results are sound. Therefore, the words and terms wouldn't matter as much as the purpose and meaning. Does that make sense?
I lost it. I'm sorry. I'm sure it does.
All right, let him go again. Maybe I can language this out differently because he's hung up on these, 1 and 2 dimensional words and terms and ideas, and not so much focusing on the 3rd dimensional cause and effect, which he himself is directly involved in.
The patterns,
right?
behavior.
The programs, the simulation, the games we're playing on ourselves and each other.
I believe the key is self-awareness or awareness of the present, like the self in the moment right now. Get out of the head, stop looping on the opinions and stuff, because our opinions don't matter. All that matters is the moment, and the moments flow. Just like the thoughts flow, the feelings flow, the people flow.
Jack.
Yeah?
You're literally giving me an opinion right now.
An opinion or an explanation of experience.
You were also, while he's giving an opinion in a flowing way, we're showing his opinion in your impediment to his flow.
Yeah, thank you.
So again, we're in 1D, 2D, while you're not aware of the 3D. And this is
I'm in my imagination confused. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jack.
It showed your pattern of interruption, your pattern of confusion.
Andy's making it very unsexy.
I don't know. He's actually, I feel Snafu is presenting pretty darn well today, all things considered, compared to others.
Salute.
Still worse than everyone else.
Notice how he's on the attack, changing the subject. Go ahead, sir. Flow.
He's just messing. Snafu's messing with you, man. Come on.
Go ahead, Jack.
Well, I don't know where to go. Where were we at? Flow, the idea of flow, present, being in the moment, allowing the ideas to be, and choosing which ideas move us.
But what if his moment was manipulation, using you for clout?
Is that real, or did you just think of that?
I think I'm not the only one who thinks that. I bet if you did a poll, you'll find out Snaps ain't the only one who thinks that.
I think that's literally everyone on the panel right now, Officer Snaps.
Which would then give rise to the question of why he would concern himself more with what other people think about him and what he's doing, rather than what he thinks about himself and what he's doing. Kind of like what you're always exemplifying. Do you see how projection works?
That's true.
It usually is. It's what I do, sir. I've made a whole thing out of it.
Daddy, I told you you'd save us. He's saving us.
Snafu.
You can save yourself, Snap.
You're totally in a different conversation.
It's actually a completely different reality if you want to be technical.
I
agree with Paul.
Yeah. This is the crazy part of this experience we have is, yes, Snafu is living in a different reality where he makes a lot of sense to himself and maybe to others. But we're talking
about Snafu, but I live in my own reality, yeah.
You what?
I live in my own reality that probably seems crazy to others, but I don't know about Snafu because I've never until this period of time, unless I just don't remember have interacted with. Although I have heard a lot about him. And Paul.
What have you heard about Paul and Snafu? Sorry, Jack.
Well, I haven't made stories about Snafu yet. Haven't got that far. There's a couple with Paul though.
You've made shorts.
And Jack just made one of my shorts today too.
Wait, what?
I said I haven't made shorts about Snafu yet, so I haven't got that far into like watching I just watch stuff all the time. So I haven't got that far yet ever since I found Flo's channel. But Jack just made it. It's my short last 24 hours, 48 hours, something like that. That's good. Jack's awesome.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
There we go with the symbol.
I was worried where that was going for a moment, but
y'all are just mad whenever they get attention because y'all don't get attention like they get attention, and that's understandable. Y'all are not as cool. Sucks. We can't all be cool.
That's true. We're not all slow state. I mean, flow state.
No, we're not. You're right, Terry.
There's a shot.
I missed it.
I know. Jack, I got a question for you, right? Let's just say we're all in the third dimension, like Paul was explaining. Like, let's just say we're all in there, right? Why can't we all work with each other? If you know, and I know, for example, I know for me at least, I don't hate or dislike anybody on a panel, and I always wish good on everybody. Why can't we work with each other if that doesn't matter, the opinions then? I think we should work with each other.
Right. We can work together. It's our opinions that keep us separated.
Can you work with Hank?
Yeah, even though I think he's a witchcraft, I can, and I'll stay at least 50 feet away from him so he doesn't do any, witchcraft stuff on me. But yeah, maybe he can do something. I don't know.
This is part of the problem, is everybody's phrasing things in the future. We already are working here now. I've told this to Jack for 1.5 years. He goes, we can't work together. I go, every time we appear together on screen, we're technically working together.
Technically.
Yeah. And Officer Tark, you don't know my range of influence, so.
Hank, I swear to God, this is from the bottom of my heart. I have nothing but love for you, even though I think you're into some ritual stuff. That's your own thing. Or, flow state or anybody else. But maybe flow we can work with each other. But flow state. But maybe we can work with each other. I'm asking Jack, how do you think we go about that when we're only sometimes just basing everything on opinion and getting into these arguments?
We stop doing what the problem is. We stop getting into our opinions and focusing on arguments and actually just try to press into, hey, how can we cooperate? How can we co-create? What could we accomplish?
At the risk of speaking for Mr. Slow State, I believe the reason he's folding his arms is because he probably agrees with me in the fact that that's not the way to go about this.
You're reading too much into the folded arms.
But do you agree?
I actually wasn't even paying attention, really, to be honest.
So lack of flow state from flow state. What else is new? You'll see him on his panel nightly. So I don't think that the way to go about this is
do the membership thing, Paul.
Yeah. Best value ever is the allegation. One baseless fiat currency note a month will get you access to various clown-like emojis over at Slow State's panel. And you can watch him there nightly, chain smoke Marlboros, and watch the moonlight glisten off of his pale, scaly skin.
We'll cut out that last part, but I appreciate the rest of it.
Well, listen, I can only, you know me and my personality. I can only get so much of it done. Edit that out.
It was better than I expected it to be. It'll make it short.
It's like the lizard people. Keep it in there. Don't cut that.
Okay, maybe I'll consider leaving it in. The problem is I'm inside, so there's no moonlight here.
It's for effect, right? I am the egoic, narcissistic one, so it'd only be right that I insult you in my promotion to you. It's a bit of a
one of the egoic, narcissistic ones. I'm covert, so yes.
You're not covert. You brag about it.
No, I get self-esteem juice by being around other narcissists, but I can also get some on my own. So, are you a wizard? You're like wizard, Barbie.
The fuck just happened?
I don't have no clue.
The thing is insane. He thinks we're all team evil.
Yeah. People are very bizarre, but they're actually far more simple than I think it appears. Well, that's not true. There's simple patterns that we each process. I mean, there's patterns to logic, there's patterns to emotions. Why did I start that?
How hard is that, Jesus? Like you said that so many times.
Oh, well,
throughout the show. People keep distracting you. It's not cool.
No, I squirt.
You squirted?
The chat. It screwed my head.
The hell is going on?
I'm demonstrating how easily human beings can be distracted. Apparently. There are simple patterns to all of us, and and yet at the same time we are very complex creatures. But I know
would you fair to say clever, better adjective for that? Not complex, very simple once the programs are identified, but seemingly clever, right? We seek to show other things and hide other things, it would seem.
Absolutely.
I agree.
It's a mystery. Well, and this is where I'll go back to the complexity, because people are a mystery. They're very, very clever. The point is, though, is I trust if we get within our will to use and take advantage of the opportunities we share together, the time together, I think we can do something real in this world. I just don't know exactly how it's going to happen. But I'm telling you, the world of the future is not going to be like the world of the past. My life sure is not, and that's because of my choices. And I encourage everyone else, consider those. Many people, actually, many of us have already been through a lot of development and taken some dark corners and dark streets. I think the future is going to be far greater than what we might have believed. Kind of betting on it, to be honest. I'm all in on this game.
30 years ago, would you have thought that we'd be where we're at now? Like, has that attitude been proven right over your lifetime?
30 years ago would have been 93. 93, I was transitioning from Germany to Korea as a young kid in the army. I was a very confused young man. The future, I thought the world was going to see far more wars than it did, but I had a different understanding of what wars were. And this was before I got it. 30 years ago, yeah, I think nothing is like I thought it was going to be. What about you guys?
30 years ago, I think I was pretending to be a Ninja Turtle.
You still are. I saw your wardrobe last week with that shirt from Walmart. Donatello.
Oh, yeah, and I renamed everyone on the panel.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Oh, my goodness.
30 years ago, I was a baby.
Well, and so in that vein, then yes, everything is basically exactly like I thought it would be, because I'm still a Ninja Turtle, motherfucker.
God, I'm fucking old.
You sure are, Jack.
How did that happen? I was always like one of the young ones. I was, well, yeah, when I was young, I hung out with the older people. The young ones were stupid.
And they still are.
Yeah, that's the way I felt.
No, Jack, you got married. That's what happened. I mean, it happens to all of us. Even me. It ages sometimes. You got to get away.
Oh, the marriage.
I've never been married.
Last long.
Yeah, I mean, it happens to all of us. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes we get into those relationships and we're not all, there ourselves, and then we get into all time looping situations that just, takes you backwards.
What?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about marriage. I mean, but that's okay. I yield. Don't worry.
You're saying marriage is a bad thing.
No, I didn't say it. No, I didn't say it was. I said.
I'll say this: we should try different contracts. So yeah, I'll say it is.
I'll double down on that. State-sponsored marriage is a bad thing, but universe creates marriages seemingly because it attracts folks together and keeps folks together based on mutual choice. So
that's relationships. That is actually the key. And honestly, I truly believe that is the key to life. I was thinking, I don't remember the exact train of thought I was on earlier, but it was along the lines of how connected we are by what we learn. We learn so much from each other. We influence each other in different ways, whether we realize it or not. And then as we go through life, hopefully with consciousness, but I think we find others we admire, and then we kind of pick up some of their behaviors and patterns, whether we realize it or not. But the reason I'm amazed by that is it just shows to me the connectedness and connectivity that exists between us all. Even when we've not met, there's varying just levels of separation between us. And if we're all connected in some bizarre way, spirit or time, we might as well accept it. And if there is a connection, what can we do to nurture it? And
maybe not argue. Yeah.
Shut the fuck up, Tarek. That's not the way to do it.
Yeah, we can see, like, I could take a shot. Like, some people get sensitive. Like, you could say something towards me that may be offensive or whatever. I don't get mad. I may hit one back, but I don't get mad. You can do that. No big deal.
I've seen you get mad. You try really hard not to get mad, but I've seen it.
Oh, I got mad a couple times maybe, but not much. Just a little bit.
But at least you try, right? Like, that's more than more than most people do.
Yeah, I try not to get mad.
But then you go around and you stir up the pot. You try to make other people mad. So.
Oh my god, that's what you think, man. But that's not what that's really going on. But yeah, we can go with that. You don't know the intention behind it, though.
Yes, I do. That's why you're making that nervous laugh.
No, maybe I'm bored. How's that? Would that work with you or no?
Is that what that nervous laugh is for?
No, there's no nervous at all. I'm doing something while I'm actually talking to you.
Oh, you're saying that you're bored and that's why you stir the pot?
It's weird because he said he wanted to stop arguing and you cursed at him and wanted to create an argument. Now you're projecting your consciousness onto him. This is kind of weird to witness.
It's not a projection. He definitely does that, but you do have a point. I did start poking him the minute that he said he didn't argue.
Because you're really uncomfortable with true love, but you're seemingly really comfortable with codependence and attachment.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
It's not interesting. It's just another accusation like everything that comes out of his mouth.
Well,
or it's a theme that I've noticed in your life over and over again. You could take it or leave it.
Yeah.
What do you mean by true love? I don't think I understand it. I think I'm aromantic. So.
True care is a better way to put it.
True care.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that.
Love has been so overly romanticized by the culture, so I prefer care.
I love that you brought that up. Honestly, I was talking to someone earlier. Care, it is this society, this world that's part of the conditioning. It's taught us not to care or to selectively care, to only care about this person or only care about these people. That selective care creates our ignorance. Because we're supposed to care. We are beings made from care and for care. We're made for love, man. I get care is the accurate word and probably more easily digested, but love is something I did not understand. I honestly didn't. I had I had to listen to the philosophies and explanations of others, and then spend a lot of time imagining it. And guess what I realized? It's through the power of our imagination that the Spirit and God serves us. It's through our mind. When we start imagining and understanding love, we can feel it. Just like when we start imagining imagining hate and fear, we can feel it. Fear is not normal, nor is hate. We're supposed to care.
It's not normal, but it is average.
It is average, but who wants to be average in a world of mediocre? Right? At best. I don't want to be average anymore. I used to want to just blend in and to fit in and just be left all alone so I could live my life and die alone like I wanted. Sound familiar?
I still kind of want to do that. Like, I still just want to sit over here and be my basic bitch self, doing my basic bitch stuff, which is whatever the fuck I want to do every day.
There's value in that.
But as long as it's not negatively affecting anybody, I don't see the harm in that. Like, if I was actually going, yeah, because this is what Team Evil does. Whenever Team Evil meets up, we're sitting around talking about how we can make the world a better place. Like, really.
Who's on Team Evil?
Me, I'm the Overlord. Don't you know? That's why I laugh about that.
That's a Sanity Machine reference, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I had the.
He thinks we're all on Team Evil, and then I sit back and listen to all the different conversations that we have, or even ones that I'm not even a part of, and I listen to the other live streams that you guys are all on panel on, and I've learned stuff from each one of y'all, even about myself, just through seeing it like project from y'all. I'm not necessarily going to go into detail on all that, but like, for example, sometimes Paul, no hard feelings. I want to throat punch the shit out of you sometimes, but I have to give you my respect because you'll get up here on panel and you will be quiet while somebody else like attempts to rip you to shreds, and then you will speak your speech, and that's it. Whereas like the Sanity Machine, who we're talking about, he loves to come and get in your comments or your chats and talk mad shit. The second you try to get him to get up here and do what we're doing, that bitch ass motherfucker's gone like that. That is what I'm talking about. So if we're sitting around doing this and this makes us evil, I'll be Team Evil all motherfucking day long. I don't care. But
I think you could just sum that up by saying that there's a lot of folks in life who are cowardly and deceptive, and I'm not one.
There you go.
Right.
Good for you. I like that she brought up. She admitted authentically, and I'm sure there's many people, and Paul's aware of it. I want to throat punch him.
But I bet they won't do it. That's the difference, right? See, the thing is, right, anybody can think and feel how they want. It's usually an indication that something I've said is true or accurate, because the truth is what hurts. So it's probably a time for reflection. But if anybody is willing to come punch me in the throat, I'm here.
And the fact that we could talk about it and laugh about it.
Yeah.
That is like my end game out of all of that and the interactions I have. If we can talk about the disagreements that we have with one another and then laugh about it, then my job is fucking done, and I'm sleeping good that night.
I honestly think that's how simple life is supposed to be. If we have disagreements with each other, if we can, we can find our humor again and, get through it, even laugh at the disagreement or the situation. That's where healing happens, honestly. Laughter, when it's genuine and with care. But
like, I don't know very many people that laugh with the cops that arrest them while they're being arrested and all the way looking, but I'm that person, so yeah. So like, there's not really a whole lot. The change in the minds thing, you're probably not going to change my mind on a lot of stuff. However, I'm more than happy to sit and listen to you explain yourself, and then maybe I'll reflect that on me and change something up about myself. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it don't. You can't really teach an old dog new tricks.
Talking about the police interaction. I mean, totally off the subject. I haven't had one of those in a while, and it's been since my mind has really changed. I mean, the last time I was pulled over, I got into a bit of rage. I didn't show a lot of self-control.
Tell the story.
I just punched the dash and went off. I was a dick to the cop because he was lying.
Did he arrest you?
No.
Did he taser you?
No. So it wasn't a big deal. Yeah. No. I mean, I guess I maintained composure enough to, you know, to not get taken away. But I was working a shift, whatever it was, till 2:30 in the morning. And so coming home from the post office at 3 in the morning, the bars close, you know, around that time, whatever it was. So the cops are out looking for drunks. I just got off a shift where I'd been arguing with supervisors and bosses and was already fired up about fucking authority harassing people. So I'm driving home and the cop flips around claiming my license plate was too dirty. I was like, you motherfucker, you're lying. But
and you couldn't ask him, could you clean it for me? I probably would have done something like that. Oh, okay, CJ, could you clean it for me, officer?
No, I that would have been a wiser choice, but I was arrogant and I got to feel good about yelling at people. And luckily I made it home that night. But this was before I understood too. I was quick to give them the license, the insurance and registration, and anyway.
So I'm arrogant too, but I have an assumption that if you have a problem for me, then you should fix it. If it's not my, I try to have other people fix my problems first before I do it. I end up doing my own fixing because people aren't just good at doing stuff. But I just assume, oh, you got the problem. Okay, you could resolve it first. At least have to exit the screen so I could protect my own time.
I like that idea, particularly with the public servants, but it could work with relationships as well. If people want to come and offer us complaints and insults, maybe they can have a solution to help fix the problem they found.
I mean, Hank does have sort of a point. If I don't know if I interpret it correctly or if I just projected my own experience onto it, but if you treat people, if you on first contact, you treat somebody like they're there to help you, they're a lot less likely to shift the social momentum the other direction than after that.
I like that.
Is that what you were saying, Hank? Or
affirmative, flow state.
There you go. Hey, Paul, I'm not sure if you're seeing the chat or if you've spoken to Random Fan about his work.
I'm not aware of what that's all about, Jack.
He's got some cool stuff. He's been making some buttons for some of the creators online. He talked to me briefly about his stuff. And earlier here he was asking if you'd give him an autographed version of it.
I won't contribute to the destruction of property. If I sign it, it'll be worth less than it would be unsigned. And I could get charged for that.
Dude, this is the beginning days. I shouldn't say this, but it is true.
Right. So come to me on my deathbed. The only way it'd be worth something is once I'm dead.
Or
no, Paul. You're worth way more to us alive than you are dead.
Right.
Oh, she rolled her eyes.
No, I meant to the people he wants to sell it to on eBay.
Look at Terex.
All the folks who've been waiting for me to fail.
I just got to roll her eyes. That's all. I wasn't trying to start trouble, man.
There's many who want to see us fail, but there are enough that want to see us succeed too. And so some autographed merchandise at this earlier stage, yeah, it can become value once you reach the rock star level, man. And like global notoriety, recognition, because of the amazing, incredible influence brought forth through the mainstream.
Your power lust is showing a little bit.
I've got a little bit of it.
A little bit of it. They told you yesterday you were quoting Hitler word for word. Your response was, "So what?"
Well, I still don't know the relevance just because someone else said it.
And that's why we have an issue with the post office and you. We don't have an issue. They have an issue with you. And we've been trying to reveal this to you.
Dude, I was thinking about
where my buddy dad said.
What's that?
He's just one of my children's fathers works for the post office, and he's super passive aggressive. Like you can't make him mad for nothing, like at all. I don't know what you can do to trigger that man. I really don't. He's the most like ever. Oh, except if you probably mess with our daughter, that would probably. I mean, normally that would trigger any dad, I would think.
Hey, listen, Paul. You leave Jack alone. He's a good person.
Look, if you're looking at like start another fake controversy, I'm not in the mood tonight.
The only one fake here is your chimpanzee-looking ass.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's our Rage Monday.
You're loved, MC Nemesis. I'm sure someone in your life or something loves you, right?
I'm just saying.
I'm trying to reassure you.
I was checking out some cop flicks earlier, and dude, I tell you, Jack has become somewhat of a celebrity.
Jack was supposed to be bringing sexy back. I don't know what the hell the rest of y'all are doing.
I'm copying off of Jack's homework.
Sexy is coming back. We are having fun.
Jack, and this legitimate question, do you have an inner circle of individuals in your real life that you confide with? Or are you like me and you're searching for that group, like your circle's not big enough yet?
MC Nemesis only has his goats and chickens.
That's the only thing that'll let him fuck them. And even that's a struggle.
Allegations.
I used to have a wonderful support structure, a small circle of friends. But yeah, these days I'm looking for connections. I'm looking for community. Where do I fit in these days?
There's an NAAA meeting on Spokane. I just looked it up. I'm pretty quick with the Google.
They don't like me either because I'm too positive. I come in there, I'm all
like I don't know. I guess we're back to the drawing board then.
The answer is simple. He just needs to come on over to MAGA and we can have a MAGA party.
Okay, there's a bridge on 34th Street. The cross street is Main, Spokane. You might want to try there. They have a really lax set of conditions.
Bruh. I thought I was Southern. Honey, where are you from?
Hickory. I'm from Hickory, North Carolina.
Oh, that's why.
We can only hope if Kim Jong-il launches a mission, it'll be sent to Hickory, North Carolina, or wherever it is you just said you're from.
Yeah, we have a Hickory in Pennsylvania too.
The irony of the word Hick being in the actual descriptive name of the town. Folks
we didn't know that there was a bunch of inbreds in South Carolina, but since MC Nemesis, it's clear.
No, I ain't inbred. I know that one for true.
No, you just believe Donald Trump's the second coming.
No,
which
I don't.
will do.
That's an exaggeration.
That'll do in a pinch, right?
You know where I'm at with that, and that's a non-issue. Where I'm at in other issues is like, I mean, I have a pretty good life when I don't worry about politics or nothing. Like I just chill out and write my music and shit.
Or your cholesterol.
Yeah, it's lowering.
That would be you, Paul.
All right. So
have you checked your A1C lately?
I don't know. Hey, I'm glad to hear. Yes, life is pretty good when we don't involve ourselves with some of the staged politics and all the drama that's on the media. The other part of this, though, is we can become willfully ignorant in our own little prison, in our own little comfort zone, pretending like the rest of the world isn't happening. And maybe that's my place. Maybe that's not for everyone else.
It makes most sense to pay attention to the things that we can influence or have impacts on. So it makes actual sense for people to ignore the problems outside of their reach to address the problems within their reach.
Okay, I agree to some extent. The other side of this, though, is we've all got a lot more power than we think through the systems that are set up and available for us to use.
Hey, could you help me set up my WIC card and my EBT card and stuff?
Sure. What do you need help with?
No, I just figure if we're going to start using the powers that we have available, might as well start there, right?
He's making a joke. They don't give WIC cards to children.
I'm not saying that I have either one of them, but I have knowledge.
Well,
never mind. Disregard that. I yield.
Yeah, what I'm talking about is actually through, especially through organizations, through businesses, churches, we can get groups together to communicate and call the people who are in the elected positions, call them to task.
You realize that's what's created all the problems, right?
I know. But this is part of what I see is no one's accepting responsibility. Everyone's just focusing on blame.
I actually am. And that's where like responsibility and accountability comes in on the ground. You know, the whole rights, freedom, principles, spiritual faith thing. If you don't exercise it, you don't have it.
What I'm talking about is holding the employees and the governments accountable, responsible for their jobs. Now, the systems that are designed to do that, they're designed to protect the people within the system. But we can use the people within the system and use the system together, I believe, to bring reform.
So that's like fighting cancer with more cancer.
Well, it's at least facing the cancer instead of pretending it doesn't exist while it still consumes the rest of the world.
I might have cancer and I'm pretending it doesn't exist. I think that's a great.
Hey, it works until it doesn't. And I mean, and this is the other thing. I don't judge anyone. Everyone is, I used to think more people should think like me, but everyone's on their own path. You know, someone's path is to be homemaker, to bake cookies, put out floral stuff, whatever. And then
the FEMA camp has a position for every tradesman and tradeswoman.
So does America.
God bless capitalism.
That's what I meant.
All right, the FEMA camp of America. It is. The residents have to pay for everything too. It's fucking hilarious.
At least the FEMA camp's free, right?
Right.
We got a bad deal here.
We're getting gypped. I don't know. I just know that there is a way to change this. And if there's any way I can be a part of changing it, the world, I want to try.
Yes, Jack, you can. And we're going to do this for the 1,000th time. It happens in changing yourself and your life. It
started with me a while ago. I am actually a changed man, believe it or not. It's the one from the past that was bad. Margot, what is the way? The way is the truth.
He said enigmatic me.
I think it sucks, right? Because like you got to chase money. You got to be a capitalist in order to survive. And you know what? Not everybody is supposed to be a capitalist, by the way, but we're all forced to be a capitalist. So we all got to have a cutthroat personality and be willing to take it from the next man. I guess. I mean, it's a terrible.
He's got to be. This is what I mean. He's got to be doing a bit, or this is why we're so fucked. Because he's like perfect with saying so many wrong things, all strung together, and make it seem like there was a point behind it.
Not every capitalist survives. MC Nemesis.
He's being honest too.
I can't buy it. I can't. He's doing a bit where he's overplaying the hick part of himself because he knows it's.
No, he's not. That's how he sounds.
No, I'm not saying the sound. I'm saying like the just stereotypical, aloof, gullible, naive, worldly.
What makes you think that I'm gullible or naive? I'm very intelligent.
You are. Nemesis, I agree. Well, I won't give you too much credit because of what I've seen from you in the past, but you do have some intelligence. You've been seeking, I can tell. You've been seeking answers and trying to find questions. But Paul, this is the world. This is an honest man, I think, being honest about what he's learned so far.
Shocking.
Well,
okay, well, let me explain something to Paul. Like, it's different, man. Like when you come from the South, like this is Freemason country, and well, I just don't know what to tell you. Like in the cities, you guys are slaves, but I'm a free man. I mean, I'll just tell you, I own land in my own house. I mean, I'm a free man, Paul.
Do you pay taxes on it?
Well, yeah.
Then you don't own it. See how easy that was?
Own it. You do own it.
See how easy that was? Ownership implies bearing all the burden, the obligation, the responsibility, and the accounting. You don't have that.
Paul.
Someone manages your estate and requires tribute for usage of that estate.
Paul,
You are in the definition of socialism and feudalism, and you don't even know it.
The taxes pay for the roads and the dump and the kids. And
here we go. What's the state and federal income tax for if your property tax pays for it? You got to pick something and limit it to that.
Federal
or is it just
income tax
every
goes
piece
to
of tribute you
interest
pay to the state of corporations for the roads and everything else? It's laughable. No, that's for the wars worldwide, the slavery and genocide campaign they just did on you for the last 3 years. Where have you been? That's what you paid for. You didn't pay for roads. The roads are more fucked up than ever. Have you ridden around anywhere?
Not my roads. My world's different than yours because I live.
Yeah, your world's different than mine. You keep telling yourself that.
I live in the country.
You live in the world, and the world has been subjected to the last 3 years, if you know what I'm saying, and there's going to be consequences.
No, it's called God's country, the South, the Mason.
Okay. God's country has given themselves over to Shaitan long ago. Where have you been?
You full of shit, bro.
I don't know. Like, how am I a slave if I own a house? And
because you're in contract with the same system that you support and pay into, and then choose a master of, because you're not master of yourself in your own domain.
You're supposed to live with your girlfriend, MC Nemesis.
Well,
again, I don't know where me staying with Jennifer has anything to do with how I live. You're projecting again. You're the one who the report is lives in your mama's house with your girlfriend because you can't afford to own anything outright.
I assume that you're implying
this
that you
is
are
my
free
house.
when you call other
I
people
own
slaves.
it.
Again, we're not going to go over for the millionth time that I have land and I have a trailer there, and we're working on putting water and power and everything else there. It's a process, and I've been doing very well. Aside from that, I'm debt free and self-sufficient. So I don't know where me staying at Jennifer's house in order to help sell it and
Somebody
her
else
move
pays your
on.
property taxes.
Tell you what,
Excuse me?
I'd like to kind of move on from where we were. I mean, congratulations to you, Nemesis.
Slow state, your jealousy and envy is showing. You might want to get a handle on that.
Are taxes, should taxes be forced or not? That's the question.
No, they should not. Okay. And this world, congratulations. Number one, if you own property and you're out of debt, congratulations. Yes, the tax system is still corrupt. It is still a way of being subservient to the system, but we don't all have to be criminals, and we don't all have to accept what's going on either. We can find our own ways together, and I think the solution is to correct the systems. At this point, with the direction the dollar is going, with already the printing of the dollar that's been, there's the true effects of the inflation and the stuff, it really hasn't hit us quite yet the way that it potentially could. Then you combine all the other maneuverings to weaken the US dollar and this idea of that we should be investing in gold. Guess what? The bankers already own the majority of it. So we're just back to playing their stupid rules again. So I actually don't think it's time for, you know what? It's a time for everything. For the people that are feeling guided to get out and create a homestead for themselves and others, building a community, I encourage that. There's a lot of organizations and groups that are doing this. So, the common mindset is everyone's got to learn everything on their own. That's a partial truth, but there's a lot of resources available. People sharing things they've already accomplished as far as all sorts of things related to gardening, preparing for the future and self-sufficiency. There's a ton of information out there. My idea, though, is I know there is. I know for a fact there's more people who think like me that we can attack, we can use, confront, deal with the system, reform the system. That's what I'm focused on doing. I think we can. Just don't know how yet.
It's not like anybody's actually shown how to do any of this stuff, huh?
Well, it depends. There's a lot of people showing a lot of different things. I've been learning a lot regarding ways to create the trust, ways to maneuver and shift your properties so it's safer and more protected from the criminality of this society. But really what it comes down to, property is property, man. People are what are important. That's why we care about property, is to care about the people, ourselves, and those who we want to
Hey, Jack,
for.
have you ever heard of genetic theory? And have you ever heard of the black pill incel community?
I'm not sure.
So here's the problem that we face, and it's a core problem with humanity. What you gonna do? Okay, like you are what I would describe as a normie. And you could tell that just by looking at your face. You ain't no incel. You not deformed. What if I told you there's a whole group of people? There's a lot of people called incels, and these people are the cause for a lot of stuff. It is in genetics that they hate women because women will not serve them. They are known as the beta males of the society, and they often do shootings like Elliot Rodger or.
Are you the spokesperson for that group?
No, but I would like to bring awareness to Jack about my theory about I don't know if we can live in peace with the incels considering what they want they cannot have.
Well, that's why I'm here, sir.
Fascinating.
He's a little slow on the uptake.
What they want they cannot have. They want these Model-esque women. They want today, and that's all they want in life, Jack. They don't want money or nothing. Dude. They just want the love of a model, but they're not a model themselves, and they do nothing.
There's some of them on panel with you right now. They call themselves ladies men.
I don't think anyone here is an incel, Paul.
Well, Here.
Yeah.
Not
So-
involuntary celibate
wouldn't like that.
necessarily, but unactualized, unrealized on many levels and projecting almost consistently.
Here's something I'd like you to consider, though. You said there's not people you're describing here on the panel, yet the conversation was not about incels. You brought them up as though with the belief that you can't get along with them, with the people you imagined. I don't understand, dude. I mean,
well, it all starts when the incel, Jack. See, what happens is an incel can't find a woman.
So what?
So then they start hooking up with gay hookers, and
And
that's
that gives
fine,
way to
right?
starting panels, and that's the thing. He's on to something.
Well, and what I'm trying to say is like you're perpetuating the gay hookers. You know, so there's more gay hookers.
No.
Asking for $1 a
You
month
know?
in memberships. It's a downhill slide after he's on to something, Jack. I thought he was a complete pig creature, and I still think he is, but like Snafu, he's routed up something. He's rooted up something.
Paul, okay, you like to hurl insults, but I asked you, why do you do it? Why?
Oh, I wasn't being insulting. I was observing and reporting. That's the thing that always gets lost in translation.
He was being preemptively defensive.
He was encouraging, I thought.
I just think that Paul
you,
is
Jack.
an angry fellow, and I don't know why. If he does own a trailer and land, and he should be happy, but he seems miserable. I just don't think that Paul is happy.
And that's the
Like
thing
Jack,
is you have a list of things where you say seems, and it's never quite what it seems with folks like you.
That could be.
Like Donald Trump seems to be the best choice for your rights, freedom, principles, spiritual faith. Upon reflection, not so much.
nah, dude, I just think it's a game. Like, look, Donald Trump, like, if I had to vote, right?
I seem to own my own house and land, but I have to pay tribute tax to my masters. So upon reflection, not what it seems.
I know it's political theater, but who do I think's doing the look? I watch pro wrestling, so I know all about theater.
What are the odds
now,
that
I
you
tell you
talk
right
about
now,
incel?
Donald
What are
Trump
the
is a
odds any
great-
woman is going to want to be around you for any prolonged period of time?
Donald Trump is a great pro wrestler. Remember, he was at WrestleMania 23.
Oh my God! Who gives a fuck? Are you kidding me about Donald Trump being a wrestler?
He is.
He was at WrestleMania 23 with Bobby Lashley. Do you know who Bobby Lashley
Yeah,
is?
we some of us wouldn't know that because we're grown and we don't watch WrestleMania. There's a shocker, huh?
Yes, we don't
Well,
watch
I'm
this
only
shit
30
anymore.
years old. So
Some of us
WrestleMania
also don't wear
23
Ninja Turtles t-shirts from Walmart. I mean, I got a list
you
of
don't
stuff we
fit
could
in
go
them.
over.
Okay, what's wrong with the Ninja Turtle? Because my wife does.
It's
like
not
Ninja
what's wrong with the t-shirt. It's what's wrong with the wearer.
They
You
don't
see,
make 'em in
it
big
seemed
and
like
fat.
I was
Okay,
insulting the
what's
t-shirt.
wrong
I
with
was
the
pointing out a
Ninja
problem with the
Turtles?
wearer.
Okay, what's wrong with my wife that there's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles if she likes to wear a shirt like that?
There's an
He was talking about
extreme
me.
lack of consciousness, awareness, and confident in oneself and ability for good reason.
You brought up incels and he started getting defensive because he's terrible with women, and I've told him that, and so he's
I thought he had a girlfriend. He said he's living with the woman.
We're not sure if he just won't leave. It's up in the air.
That's kind of funny. Hey, Nemesis, though, the other side of this is you've presented yourself, you found some ideals within yourself, you've identified yourself previously as a conservative and as a Christian. And the positions you've chosen for yourself have been this us versus them, though. And you're trying to create some superiority, and you presented the case as though these incels you imagined, you can't find peace with them. And I'd like to say that most of the state of the world right now is acting in a state of confusion. And the confusion is when we think we're better than others.
I mean, I basically figure out the purpose in life, basically. So I think what the purpose in life is, after listening to the Daily Wire like religiously, is just having kids, just having kids and
oh my God.
What?
Just, raising a family. That's the wait, what's wrong?
Keep going.
Like just raising a family and just loving your family, building a family. That's what I think the purpose of life is, like connecting with individuals, synchronizing with your community. What do you think, Jack? Is that the purpose of life?
Purpose of life is to grow and to discover who we can become, to know God, to know life, to know God, to know life, to know love. That's why we're here. Part of that includes having babies, but I don't think that's the totality. And actually, that idea is kind of a materialistic mindset. Focus on the material, on the physical.
Well, no, Jack, it's not material. It's only God can create life. So God has given you something whenever he gives you a baby. So it's God's gift to us is babies. That's what God gives to us, to give us joy.
What about when he takes
joy?
Yeah, what about when he takes it?
What about when he takes your baby?
The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. I will praise him either way.
And so, but you support. Okay, so here's the hypocrisy I see of some of the conservative Christians, and you're presenting it. You're very pro-life when it comes to the babies, yet what about when it comes to war? Donald Trump certainly didn't do much as far as diplomacy, as far as
he did more than anyone. And I'm not even a Donald Trump fan, but that's just wrong.
You think
I think that he stopped. I think that he ended more conflicts than any president in my lifetime.
I disagree. I know that's
it's not a matter of agreement. It's just and we can look it up. I could be wrong, but
it's just pure foolishness. He signed on to do war on all the American people in the name of safety. Where were you?
He murdered the Iranian general.
Right. He did one.
Yeah, Flow State. I don't think these people care about facts. They just care about
Right, we don't care about the fact that the American people with supposed God-given rights were locked down like prisoners.
Well, and that too.
Here's where I check out. I'm not interested in what any of the morons think, and they're not interested in any new information to correct their thinking. So I'm going to let you guys go, or rather, I'm going to take my leave. I got dinner on the table. I'll see you folks later.
Have a good day.
Do you really need that? Do you really need that?
Thank you, Paul. I appreciate it.
All right, a little bit of a hiccup there, folks, but I'm going to leave them to their own devices. I'm sure that out of that conversation, maybe if we give them another couple hundred years, some progress or value will come out of it, but I don't have that kind of time. So resounding success, a little bit of a simulation there at the end. Snafu reckon that I could save the others from themselves. I don't know if it's possible, but I damn sure tried. At least a little bit. I also just kind of was practicing allowance, allowing whatever to be what it is. So I'll see you folks probably not later, most likely tomorrow, presuming you don't leave completely because of whatever just went on there, or whatever went on earlier, for that matter. Jimmy Shively, Wobbly Boost, Joe Moore, Jackie Fox, Moretti Creature, Young Money, Beer Taco, Brandon. Much love, much love. We're love bombing. I'll see you back here tomorrow, somewhere around 12 to 2 MDT. I'm going to go now. I have some edibles to consume, non-psychoactive. So, all right, folks, Mazel Tov. I'm out of here.